The big question we have is Salt Lake City and is Utah a sanctuary state?
It is designated by ICE as a sanctuary state.
Not illegal, but I have papers, but yes.
But we are not a sanctuary state, and people who spread that are spreading falsehoods.
Do you feel like you're getting placed behind the people that are crossing in illegally?
Absolutely.
Today we are in the state of Utah. It is reported that Salt Lake City is a sanctuary city. However, there are also other reports that are saying it is not a sanctuary city. However, we have met many migrants that are saying they are coming here to Utah. So Brooker T. Jones, what's going on here in Salt Lake City?
In Salt Lake City, we're here right now because we have met people literally at the border and at the airport that say they are coming to Salt Lake City. We've also done a lot of research, and some articles say, yeah, Salt Lake's a sanctuary city. Others say, no, it is absolutely not a sanctuary city. But the other day I was flying on the airplane, and about 3/4 of that airplane was full of migrants coming into Salt Lake. So we want to see, we need to really get down to the bottom of it as to if this is a sanctuary city or not, because clearly migrants are coming.
The governor of Utah, Governor Cox, has claimed that this is not a sanctuary city. However, other reports and ICE agents have said that it is a sanctuary city. So today we're going to be asking locals and be talking to people here inside the Capitol and finding the migrants here inside Salt Lake City to figure out if Salt Lake City really is the secret sanctuary city of America. A sanctuary city is a place where local governments limit the access of federal immigration authorities in order to protect undocumented immigrants living in the city. For example, New York City and Chicago cannot deport illegal immigrants living in their cities because they are a sanctuary city. Utah was classified as a sanctuary state by U.S. immigration because ICE was not allowed to detain illegal immigrants for more than 72 hours, and the state also gives benefits to undocumented immigrants such as driving privilege cards, medical insurance, in-state college tuition, and occupational licensing. We're going into the Capitol right now to go see if we can find some state representative, governor, whoever it may be. I walked into the Capitol and met this man who works with the governor, and this is what he said when I asked him the question. With all the migrants that are coming in here, they said that Salt Lake City is a sanctuary city.
Yeah, absolutely not. They've been spreading that lie, and it's just simply not the case. Utah's not a sanctuary state. There was an article in yesterday's Deseret News that highlighted that and pointed that out. So we're certainly not a sanctuary state. We're one that has accepted legal immigrants over time, but we are not a sanctuary state, and people who spread that are spreading falsehoods.
Okay, so Salt Lake City is not a sanctuary city?
Nope.
What's your guys' message to the migrants that are coming here claiming that it is a sanctuary city?
Well, we're not a sanctuary city, we're not a sanctuary state, and our message is, if you're here illegally, you need to return to the country from where you came from and follow the right process to get to come to America. But we're a state that believes in supporting the law. Our governor's been down with Governor Abbott at the border, and we want to get that message out. There's a right way to try to come into our country. There's a wrong way to come into our country, and Utah is not a sanctuary state.
In Utah this year, there will be elections for potentially a new governor, and with the current governor denying the reports of Utah being a sanctuary state, one of the other candidates is claiming that Utah is indeed a sanctuary state and has been outspoken on X about the issue. He has even gone as far as calling the current governor of Utah a Gavin Newsom 2.0. Later in this video, I will be meeting with governor candidate Phil Lyman to give him the opportunity to share if Utah really is a sanctuary state or if this is all political shenanigans to deceive the people and receive more votes. However, before meeting with Phil, I wanted to ask locals if they knew if Utah was a sanctuary state. Is Salt Lake City a sanctuary city?
A sanctuary city, what do you mean by that? Like some safe zone or something?
Yeah, is it a place where a lot of migrants come?
I would say yes, either passing through or just roots in general. Like I have roots here, a lot of family, so I came straight back. Not illegal, but I have papers, but yes, I would say it's a sanctuary for most of us.
Is Salt Lake City a sanctuary city?
Yes.
Do you know if Salt Lake City or Utah is considered a sanctuary state?
I have no idea.
Do you know if it's classified as a sanctuary city here?
I have no idea one way or the other on that.
Have you guys seen an influx of migrants here inside the city of Salt Lake?
Yeah.
Where are they going?
I really don't know.
And to find out where they were hiding all these migrants, I went to a local city center and they gave me this paper with all the shelters in the city of Salt Lake. And before we go check out these shelters, I want to tell you about the sponsor of this video. Every day it is getting more dangerous and dangerous, especially on the internet. For instance, I'm gonna look up my name right here, Nick Shirley, and there's already a ton of information about me, and every single day scammers and spammers are trying to get your information. That's why your email, your phone number, and everything is out there for the whole entire world to see. And that's why I actually use the service Aura, and Aura is the sponsor of this video. Aura shows me which data breakers are using and selling my information, and they actually automatically submit opt-out requests for me. That way my information is kept safe. And I don't know if you saw this, but AT&T revealed that over 72 million customer records, both existing and former customers, were revealed on the dark web. And if this were to happen to you, you would not need to worry because Aura would have you protected. Aura comes with a VPN, password management, and identity theft insurance, and much more. Instead of having 10 different services, just use Aura. They make it super simple and your information is kept safe. I value my privacy and I value yours, so go check out Aura and use my link aura.com/NickShirley and start your 2-week free trial. The link is in the description and in the comments as well. Go check them out, and now back to the video. We first went to a shelter on the south side of town to see if we could find migrants inside or around the shelter. We're here at one of the homeless shelters that has also been converted to house migrants, correct?
That's correct, absolutely. We accept all faiths, religions, sexual orientations, migrant status. I'm not an employee here. Don't ask, don't tell. Or if they do ask, they don't discriminate.
And are there a lot of migrants that are being housed here inside the shelter?
I don't know exactly for sure, but I do have reasonable suspicion based upon one's character and behavior that may be immigrating from another country such as Africa or other continents such as Africa. So we have some people from Africa, a lot of good people, a lot of really good, friendly people, and I suspect we may have people from Latin America, mostly from Mexico or Peru, no Brazilians, but we may have one person from Eastern Europe. I met one from, was it Moldova or not Montenegro? I forgot what it was. Very good guy, Milan, very good guy, very friendly, very nice, very elite, very proper, very moral, very moral. You know, more moral than a lot of the people I met here.
What kind of benefits do the migrants receive here inside this shelter?
Well, here we got 3 hots and a cot. Basically, you have 3 meals a day. If you wish to stay for 3 meals a day, you don't have to pay for it. We try to get people housing here, regardless of your immigration status. They don't ask, I don't think, for passport or anything like that. They may want a birth certificate or something like that to verify ID, but they try to get you a ID if you wish to get one. We have Utah state law that allows for someone like me to get a Utah state ID, provided that Social Security card would still help you get, and a birth certificate would still help you get here at the shelter. And it's very good actually to help people back on their feet for those who want it. But you have to want it. You have to want it tooth and nail. You have to put forth the diligence and be moral enough to say, I want to get help. I'm choosing to get help.
Specifically with the migrants that are coming over from the border, that are crossing over illegally through El Paso from Texas, what's happening with them here inside the shelter?
Inside the shelter, they're helping them. They're doing a wonderful job getting whatever they need to access their needs.
Are there a lot of migrants in this shelter specifically?
Yeah. Yes, there is.
¿Y cómo llegaste aquí? ¿A qué frontera llegó?
Yo llegué a Texas.
A Texas. Y después de Texas, ¿cómo llegaste aquí a
En Texas pues salimos para Nueva York, un grupo, pues un bus nos llevó hasta Nueva York y en Nueva York me quedé como un mes creo, pero pues Nueva York está muy complicado, hay muchos inmigrantes, entonces no trabajé pues prácticamente nada. Ellos nos dieron los tiquetes pues para donde nosotros más o menos pudiéramos irnos.
Entonces allí en Nueva York el gobierno compró su boleto para venir aquí a Utah.
Sí, nos ayudaron con los boletos.
Okay. Entonces, ¿cuánto tiempo lleva aquí en este Chester?
Yo llevo 2 meses.
2 meses adentro de este Chester aquí. ¿Y tiene que pagar algo o todo gratis?
No, acá nos dan, pues nos ayudan con la comida, la dormida.
We then moved to the west side of the city to see if we could find more migrants, and we met 2 migrants from Venezuela. ¿Cuánto tiempo lleva aquí en Utah?
Aquí llevo 8 meses, pero en Estados Unidos tengo 1 año y 8 meses.
1 año. ¿Y dónde llegaste primero?
Yo estaba en Nueva York. Yo me vine de Nueva York para acá, para Utah, porque una familia me iba a recibir aquí, pero no me recibieron. Pues.
Ok, ahí en Nueva York ellos pagaron por su boleto para venir aquí a Utah.
No, nos lo dieron gratis.
¿Por bus o por avión?
Aéreo.
Avión. ¿Y cómo fue ahí en Nueva York?
Bueno, la cosa fue regular porque no había fuente de trabajo, pues, ¿sí me entiendes?
Yeah.
Y como yo no me vine con mis hijos, me vine solamente con mi esposa, la cosa se nos puso difícil y tuvimos que acudir para acá, para esta ciudad, pues.
Okay. Y ahí en Nueva York están tratando de como echar muchos migrantes y están pagando por boletos para que ellos vienen a
Para que salgan en otra ciudad, claro, para ellos poder despejar su sitio donde ellos están.
Due to the high amount of migrants in New York City, the city is slowly collapsing with them having to spend billions of dollars fighting this crisis. Now Mayor Adams is sending migrants and buying plane tickets and bus tickets for migrants to leave the city, sending them all throughout the country to sanctuary cities and sanctuary state. That is one reason why Utah has received so many migrants. ¿Cómo se tratan aquí en Utah?
Bueno, aquí por lo menos, yo estoy en este refugio, pero aquí nosotros estamos sin trabajo, pues, ¿me entiendes? Estamos desempleados. Yo por lo menos estoy en espera de mis documentos, no me han llegado del TPS, permiso de trabajo. Ya era para que me llegara. Yo entré con farol y no veo resultados de nada.
¿Pueden dormir aquí? ¿Por cuánto más tiempo puede quedarse aquí?
Bueno, tengo por entendido que le dieron 1 año más a ellos para que para nosotros poder estar aquí.
Un año más.
Sí.
While driving, we noticed a church with hundreds of what appeared to be migrants waiting outside the building. We pulled over and started to talk to the people. Entonces, ¿usted llegó aquí a Utah hace una semana?
Sí, hace una semana.
¿Y pasó por la frontera o fue...?
Por la frontera, inmigración.
¿Y de la inmigración ellos le dijeron que aquí en Utah es un buen lugar para ir?
Sí, un buen lugar me dijeron. Sí. Cuando salí de la migración con vuelo me vine acá.
¿Pasó por por la aplicación CBP o fue cruzar nomás con el cartel?
Cruzar nomás por carteles, con ayuda de...
¿Cuánto tuviste que pagar al cartel?
Como $500.
$500 pagó
Sí.
a ellos?
Sí.
I get a lot of comments about homeless veterans in the comment sections down below. And here I'm with a veteran who was once homeless but now...
Living with a friend, I'd be homeless if it wasn't for a friend right now.
So he'd technically be homeless if he wasn't living for a friend right now. And why is it so hard for veteran homeless to get what they need to survive?
The resources are very limited. They really are. The resources are limited and just typical of the government. It takes forever.
And so now you see here, this church right now, it's full bunch of migrants, and migrants are coming into America, and they're taking a lot of the resources that you would typically be getting. And how does that make the American veterans feel?
Pissed. Pissed, to be honest with you. Yeah. Honestly, I got kids, I got a family, I got a wife. I got shit I got to take care of too, and trying to find jobs it's a nightmare.
And do you feel like the migrants are getting put as a priority compared to people like you?
Yeah, they work for cheaper. And I'm sorry, this is going to sound very racist, but they put 5 families in a house, and it's easy to afford it on that. You can make $15 an hour and live off that when you got multiple people in a house. You got just 2 of us in the house and kids and daycare, and it's impossible. It's impossible. The wages aren't. Housing prices are going up so much because there's such a supply and demand that they feel like they can jack it up and everybody else can pay around. And again, it's going to sound racist as hell, but you look around, these people can afford it. Why? Because they come rolling up in a car with 15 people in it, and it's easy to disperse, $1,800 a month for a house when you have that many people to disperse it amongst.
Are you a veteran? How do you feel as an American veteran serving our country, serving the United States of America, and then do you feel like you're getting placed behind the people that are crossing in illegally?
Absolutely.
What do you think about the migrant crisis here in the United States and here in Utah specifically?
It is messed up. It is absolutely messed up. Mm-hmm. I believe that we need changes, but we need to close the border, and we need to enforce the laws that were on the books before.
Is Salt Lake City a sanctuary city?
It may not be on paper, but definitely it's operating as a sanctuary city and sanctuary state, and it shouldn't be.
We're one that has accepted legal immigrants over time, but we are not a sanctuary state, and people who spread that are spreading falsehoods.
Cruzar nomás por carteles.
¿Y cuánto tiempo llevan aquí en los Estados Unidos?
3 meses.
3 meses. ¿Y cómo supo que Utah fue un buen lugar para venir?
Yo estaba en Los Ángeles y recomendaron que viniera para acá.
¿Y por qué vinieron aquí a Utah?
Es bonito y muchas iglesias.
Muchas iglesias.
Ajá.
Entonces, ¿ustedes reciben algunos beneficios del gobierno aquí en Utah?
Por lo momento, la ayuda, la comida y cosas así.
Okay. ¿Y reciben medicamento o seguro medicamento?
Bueno, sí.
¿Reciben Medicaid aquí en Utah?
Sí.
¿Y algo más como comida?
Comida sí, aquí o en otras partes.
¿Qué piensan de nuestro presidente Joe Biden?
Presidente, bueno, nos ha brindado mucho la mano y nos ha ayudado. Porque si no fuera por él, no estuviéramos acá. Fuera más difícil para entrar.
Now we're going to go meet up with a candidate who is running for governor inside Utah right now. Governor Cox is saying this place is not a sanctuary city. However, migrants can't get arrested here. It's ICE. ICE is not inside of Utah, and nobody really knows if it's a sanctuary city or not. So we're going to go meet up with this person who's running for governor here inside Utah and see what he has to say. He should know what the truth is if he's running for governor here. And you're currently running for governor.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah, I'm in the House of Representatives right now.
The big question we have is Salt Lake City and is Utah a sanctuary state?
It is designated by ICE as a sanctuary state.
And what makes it a sanctuary state?
The fact that we don't detain non-citizens.
What happens when an illegal immigrant comes here to Utah?
So ICE has detention facilities. It's usually for people that commit a crime as a non-citizen. They don't have any facilities in Utah, so they depend on county jails to contract with them to fulfill that requirement. But the list of regulations and requirements to be an ICE detention facility are so
onerous that the county jails opt not to do it. And because we don't detain them, then ICE comes in and says, well, since Utah isn't detaining them, we're going to give them a designation as a sanctuary state.
And so why do you think the current governor right now is saying that this is not a sanctuary city and this is not a sanctuary state?
He doesn't want to be a sanctuary state. It's not a title of, distinction. It's kind of an indictment of Utah. And the ICE officer who did that did it in a memo and then they came back and said, well, he shouldn't have done that. That was an erroneous memo. Yet they continue to have it on their site that Utah is a sanctuary state because of our policies of not detaining these non-citizens.
How many migrants have came here to Salt Lake City and to Utah?
I think there's 180,000.
180,000 migrants in here.
Yeah.
That's the same as New York City. And so here it's kind of like, it's almost like a secret that people are coming here and you don't ever hear on the news. However, like you said, up to 180,000 migrants have came into Salt Lake
and when
Utah.
I say that, I mean illegally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of migrants in Utah, but illegally, I think there's 180,000. And the last figure I heard was that we're spending a little over $900 million to deal with that situation. So it's a lot of money and it's a lot of time and effort that goes into it.
Once these migrants cross through the border or after they've been in New York City and they are sent here to Salt Lake City, what kind of benefits do they receive once they get to the city and the state of Utah?
Well, we did pass a bill that said that non-citizens could get in-state tuition, that the children could get free health care. That a lot of nonprofit groups, a lot of them funded through the United Nations, we're finding out, whether it's Red Cross or something else, they provide them with a cell phone and a debit card and new clothes.
Is there gang violence from migrants, or do you think gangs have arrived here to Utah?
Oh, seriously, serious gangs.
Just like every other major city in America, Salt Lake City has its own homeless crisis. Oftentimes when a high influx of migrants are brought into a city, many homeless feel like they are pushed to the side. So I went and spoke with a group of homeless people to see how they have been treated with the new influx of migrants inside the city.
I've been homeless for 24 years.
And what benefits do migrants get, or how do you guys get treated here inside Salt Lake City?
They treat us bad, like real bad, like police. The police come here and fuck with us, everything. So they shot us one by one. Me and my brother get shot one by one. We get treated bad in Utah, Salt Lake City.
How long have you been homeless for?
2014 till now.
2014 till now? And have there been an increase of migrants here in Salt Lake City in the past few years?
Yes.
And what kind of benefits do they get?
Everything we get.
Everything you get?
Everything we get.
And what do you get?
I get food stamps, housing, everything.
What do you think about Utah and all the migrants that are coming here to Utah?
I love Utah. I fucking love Utah, but Florence need to stop bringing all them people in here.
Why is that?
Because they're taking over whatever we need. They're taking over what we need. We're homeless too. They're from other countries. Leave them there. I'm over it. I'm 67 years old this year on April 22nd, and I'm over this shit.
What would be your message to President Joe Biden and to the president? What would be your message?
Take care of our own people in the streets, our people, our next generation, our heritage. Take care of us.
That would be your message to Joe Biden?
Take care of us.
Right now we're going to go meet up with some Venezuelans these people have an organization here in Utah called Utah Venezolanos, and they help the migrants get situated here inside Utah. And so we're going to talk to them about what they do here to help the migrants once they get here to Utah, and how migrants are able to get housing, how they're able to get certain amenities such as housing and cars and stuff like that. ¿Y por qué muchos migrantes vienen aquí a Utah?
Bueno, porque quieren recomenzar sus vidas, buscar mejores oportunidades, quizás tienen amigos que les han contado sobre lo amables que son la mayoría de los habitantes de este estado y pensamos que es por eso.
Utah es una ciudad o un estado donde migrantes pueden venir sin tener temor que le van a deportar.
Por lo general no vamos a conseguir a la policía preguntándole su estatus migratorio, aunque oficialmente Utah no es un estado santuario, pero sí se ha caracterizado por su hospitalidad.
¿El gobierno aquí funciona como si fuera un estado santuario?
Funciona como si lo fuera, pero como mencionamos oficialmente, Utah no lo es. Pero no vamos a ver a sus autoridades deteniendo a familias, preguntándole su estatus migratorio. Eso sí, se asegura con responsabilidad de que todos cumplamos las leyes como cualquier otra persona.
¿Y qué hacen ustedes con los migrantes cuando lleguen aquí a los estados, a Utah?
Bueno, básicamente lo que le brindamos es información veraz. Les brindamos la información de que el sueño americano existe si trabajas, si haces las cosas bien, si cumples las leyes de este hermoso país, y le damos esas herramientas informativas para que puedan hacer un camino bueno en los Estados Unidos.
Comprendemos también que hay estadounidenses y emigrantes de otras nacionalidades que están molestos, enojados. Sabemos que no es fácil encender la televisión en tu casa y ver a miles de personas entrando de una manera que uno se queda abrumado. Nosotros mismos que somos venezolanos también nos sentimos abrumados por tal cantidad, pero insistimos en que deben buscar los canales regulares lo más posible.
After everything I saw and heard, I do believe Utah is functioning as if it were a sanctuary state. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to this channel. We are almost at 100,000 subscribers. I will be responding to your comments down below. This is Nick, and I will see you next video.